All right, we've got the last batch of the last review in this batch that I'm doing today. SpongeBob's, oh, SpongeBoob's, nice. No, this is Patrick down here at third. This league is a 10-team start 10 PPR with a small tight end premium. So let's break this down position by position. Here, actually, one of the first things I do is I just look at general eyeball. This is all really close in keep trade cut value, so I'm not going to overvalue being at third here. 10,000 is definitely enough that it could just be having an extra first somewhere in value, or players where I don't think the keep trade cut value will match with their production. This league looks wide open. That's a long way of saying you're at third, but I haven't looked at any of the rosters yet. I wouldn't be surprised if any one of these teams won without having looked at them. So let's take a look at yours. Kyler Murray and Matt Stafford in a super flex. Not a great start. Oh, crud. Okay, I really like Kyler. I think he's a top 12 option this year. Matt Stafford, probably a QB2, and then no third option. Both of these guys have had some issues with injuries. So we might be looking to get a cheap option here. Running backs. Achane. I've made a lot of videos about Achane. I really like him. Aaron Jones, Javonte Williams. We're probably looking at this as a solid 2 out of 5 quarterbacks. A week or two. Kyler doing most of the heavy lifting there. Wide receivers, we're looking for good stuff. Okay, yeah, we got it. 10 teams start 10. You got Chase, Jefferson, Brown, Zay Flowers, Olave, Pittman, Jacoby Myers, Marvin Mims, Rashid Shaheed, Wandale. All of these guys, probably not in a 10 by 10 for Wandale to be starters, but yeah, really, really good. 5. We're gonna need to move some stuff around here. And tight ends, Kittle and Hawkinson, really good. Super strong 4. Kittle is probably going to be top 3 or 4 tight end this year. I really like TJ Hawkinson. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a top 5 tight end this year. You're in a really good spot with tight ends. So how do we get you quarterbacks and running backs? Well, let's take a look at, you don't really have anything crazy here. You haven't moved any future picks. Can we build a starting lineup that works? We need to get to 10. I typically just do this on my fingers in these videos. You got Kyler and Stafford. That's fine. I would want something better than Stafford if I'm really contending. Achane, Aaron Jones, and Javonte Williams is a very iffy starter. But then we've got Chase, Jefferson, Amon-Ra, Zay Flowers, Olave, and Kittle. Like, that is a locked in starting 10. So what I would be trying to do to this team, I would be really open to like Amon-Ra and any combo of these receivers to tier down to and grab, like, could you go Amon-Ra to AJ Brown and get a running back? Something like that. Same thing with really either one of these guys. Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, they're both really, really good. But if you need to start filling out a couple other spots, I'm okay with pulling value out of one of them. Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. They're both at the top of the value charts across Dynasty. And make sure that I'm double checking. Yeah, it's a super flex. So if you took one of them and tiered down some to Brian Thomas Jr., to Drake London, and then you came out with a better running back or better quarterback, I would be open to that. But a lot of what I would be looking to do with this team is getting rid of Jacoby Myers, getting rid of Marvin Mims, Rashid Shaheed, Wandale, Troy Franklin. I don't think you're going to get anything for him, or really any of these options. Same thing with Kittle or Hawkinson. I'm a Hawkinson believer, but I think we're very few. There's not a lot of us. So if you can move Kittle and Olave and either like tier up to a better receiver, I'm okay with tiering up at receiver if you're going to use that move to then tier down and clean up other things. Like, can you move Javonte Williams and get kind of full price for him while moving Amon-Ra to come out with, you go 2 for 2 and come out with a slightly worse wide receiver, but a better running back, or 2 receivers that are worse than Amon-Ra, but overall 2 better players. Basically, find a deal where you're selling the best piece, but getting full price for the worst piece is what I would be doing to move Javonte Williams, and then probably at least 2 to 3 of Pittman, Myers, Mims. In a start 10 team league, you just got to have more of that value pushed up to the top, and you've got a lot of it down here. Now, I've spent a lot of time talking about these guys. Don't look at time spent talking about a topic on the video and saying it's the biggest need. Your team is good. This team can contend. You could probably contend with Achane and Jones if you got a better quarterback. If you moved a first to get a better quarterback, I would be open to doing that. Using some of your future value to do the same thing that I was saying to do with Amon-Ra or Jefferson, and just like clean up some of that stuff. There's a lot of ways to do it. It's not a massive issue, but week to week, you can't start all of these guys, Mims, Shaheed, Robinson, Myers, even on bye weeks. So I'd be looking to tier up some of that or move it into running backs. Cheap running backs you can get, Kamara from Wolverines. Yeah, this looks like someone who might move Kamara. You might also sell Jonathan Taylor a little bit cheaper than he is. Like, your team is contending. If you bought Jonathan Taylor at his market value price, like over a first, but probably a little bit less than a first and a second, or around a first and a second, like Jonathan Taylor can give you 2 to 3 more years. That'll just make you a contender for 2 to 3 more years. This guy might also sell you Tua. Like, that's a cheap bet to get a top 12 quarterback. If he doesn't get hurt this year, and he doesn't get hurt as much as people think, he performs as a top 12 guy. So Tua is an option for you if you have the stomach for it. I definitely do. But in a league like this, where it's very tight in value, I don't know that you really want to have this much dead value, and you do need a slightly better running back and a slightly better quarterback. But if no one has been moving their firsts yet, you can gain an edge by being the first one to do it. It looks like, if I'm guessing, either I have a bug on the site or no one has moved a first, and people will give you a lot for a first. That's a guess based on leagues I've been in where people don't want to sell their firsts. You can probably get quite a bit for it. I don't know. Maybe you can't. Well, if you have any questions or you make some moves and you want to ask follow-up questions, do so in the comments of the video or the comments of some sort of video, just because that helps me out more than sending a direct message. All right. Thanks a lot, man.